Okay, we have patch notes finally. Patch 23.2 launching 10th of May. Battlegrounds season. The first Battleground season ever. I'm expecting, by the way, to have some end of season rewards. Blizzard, please. Don't disappoint me. Battlegrounds ratings will be reset when the patch goes live. So basically, everybody's rank goes to 0, but if you previously had a high rank, it's gonna be easier for you to climb close to that rank. So you're not gonna have new players facing veterans. That's good. I love it. And I like the reset to 0 as well because it makes it forgiving to try new strategies, new heroes, stuff like that. Thank you, AI, for the sub. The cost to upgrade to Tavern 5 has been reverted to start at 9 gold. That's very interesting. Welcome back, power leveling. Like, I was already thinking of 3-on-3, maybe 4-on-4 coming back some percentage of the time. With this change, I can definitely see some power leveling shenanigans happening again. I kind of missed it, not gonna lie. We'll see how it goes. Should be interesting for sure. Heroes with transforming hero powers can now see the next stage of their hero power by hovering over it. Cards and hero powers with the text for the next combat have been updated to read until next turn for space, consistency, and accuracy. This is not a functional change. Okay. With the new season, we get Spellcraft. Cool. Queen Azshara. When your warband reaches 30 total attack, begin your Naga conquest. And the Naga conquest is gonna be 1 gold to discover a Naga. That's very good. Downside is that you can only play it once per turn. But discovering a minion historically has been very, very nice. So I have high expectations of how this is going to play out. New minions. Okay, let's discuss the new minions from the new archetype. Yeah, it's not mentioning that bodies leave, but maybe it will be mentioned later. Bodies are leaving Battlegrounds. Maybe they'll come back at a later date. I made a video about bodies, so if you want, check it out. And like, what are my impressions of the bodies leaving? TLDR, I'm okay with bodies leaving. They need to cover some of the issues balance-wise to not have way too many heroes be unplayable. But first, let's see how the new patch affects the new heroes, and then we'll see how many are unplayable. And I'm sure Blizzard is gonna react in a good amount of time to fix everything that is not great, right? I mean, they historically been pretty good with balancing Battlegrounds. I cannot complain. So, Spellcraft basically gives you a spell to your hand the first time you play the minion, and then every turn is giving you another one of those spells. Not every other turn. Every turn. The catch is you cannot hold the spell. You have to play it on that turn and that turn only. You cannot hold it for later value. Which is good because it means less decision making. Also less power spikes on one specific turn. If you guys remember Diablo, the problem with Diablo was that people were just holding all their spells and then going crazy on one turn. This is kind of like a Diablo where you have to play the spells, you cannot hold all of them for a power spike. Give a minion +2 attack until next turn. So basically, the first turn you play this, it's a free. Solid is gonna win most of the fights. But afterwards, it's not a good mid-game card. It's not something that you want to have on your board on turn 10. I think it's gonna be one of those minions that is amazing if you want to win the first fights. Although I still think Alicat's Elemental are going to be better because of the utility. But if you want to win fights, Mini Myrmidon is pretty good. Shell Collector is another Naga 1-drop that adds a coin to your hand. Talk about utility. This guy is utility right here. You play this on 1, level on 2, coin double bite on 3. Perfect. Downside, 1 HP. I can live with that. It's a very nice utility minion. Also, it's a one-time utility minion. I cannot think of a way of abusing this late game, so it just seems like good early game. I guess with Brian you get 2 coins, but I was like, you barely get your money back then. Maybe there are some ways of abusing this late game. We'll see. Okay, what else do we have here? Deep Sea Angler. 2-star, 2/2, give a minion +3 health and taunt until next turn. It's Spellcraft, so you can basically play it every turn. So let's say you level to Tavern 2, and in the first Tavern you see this card. You buy it, you play it. It's gonna be a 2/5 taunt. Not bad. Slightly better than Molten Rock. Not game breaking, but not bad. It's okay. I think it's a pretty good card. Again, I don't see late game utilization for this, but early mid game is fine. Snail Cavalry. Once per turn, after you cast a spell, gain +2 health. And by the way, spells are not only the spells from Spellcraft, it's also gems. That's something really important to know. Yeah, this card seems broken. It's gonna be definitely one of the better Nagas that you can take early mid game and then just go until late game with them. Like now I'm seeing the Deep Sea Angler plus Nail Cavalry combo. And again, you don't even have to find more generation. Like when you were playing Blood Gem minions, you had to get more Blood Gems every single turn. With Spellcraft, you get a spell every single turn without you doing anything. You're just chilling and cruising. So Snail Cavalry is gonna directly combo with the Deep Sea Angler. It's also going to combo with the Myrmidon. And it can combo with the Coin. Coin is also a spell. So for example, if you go Shell Collector on 1, level on 2, you can go Snail Cavalry, Coin, buy a Spellcraft, and then next time play the Spellcraft. Like, you see, you have like a lot of synergies already for the early game. Snail Cavalry, pound for pound, is going to be your mid-game carry. Lava Lurker is another insane Naga 2-drop. The first Spellcraft spell you cast on this each turn is permanent. Permanent? Wow. That might even be better than the Snail Cavalry. I don't know, guys. Like, Lava Lurker plus Mini Myrmidon seems to be a very powerful combo. I already see a lot of potential in the Naga early mid game with their 2-drops. Let's see what Tavern 3 has in store. 5/4. At the end of your turn, your Spellcraft minions cast their spells on themselves. So basically, on top of you playing a spell, they cast another spell, each of them. It's a nice support unit. I actually think it's gonna be good in 2 stages. It's gonna be good when you the first time you level to Tavern 3, and it's gonna be good late game when you have like some very powerful spellcrafts that you want to like cast again. But still very situational. Shoal Commander is another Naga that does Spellcraft, give a minion +1/+1 for each friendly Naga until the next turn. It's very good if you play full Naga composition. And it's very good with the permanent guy. Pretty insane also with the Siren. But again, the Siren, the problem that she has is that, yes, she double casts the spells, but it's still only until the next turn. But it's not bad, because like it's just extra tempo for nothing. And she's also a Naga herself. Like, if she wasn't a Naga, I think she would be okay. I like the combos so far. Now I need to see like how consistently do you get the combos going. Avenge 3, get a Spellcraft spell of your tier or lower. This guy is also interesting, and again, he's also a Naga himself, so you don't lose much by playing it. Pretty strong. Pretty strong, and you can go pretty crazy afterwards. Then we have the Wave Rider. 2 attack, 8 health. Spellcraft, give a minion +1/+1 and Wind Fury until your next turn. I like that it gives it +1/+1. On Tavern 4, definitely gonna matter. But Wind Fury definitely good. I'm not sure if a 2/8 body is great enough for now. Then we have the Brute. After you cast a spell, gain +1/+1. Oh, that's another one of those minions that you can use and leverage to just grow once you have a lot of Spellcraft going. And again, spell can also be Blood Gem. Spell can be Coin. It's not only the Spellcraft. Then we have the Illbound Archer with Spellcraft, give +8 attack. Solid, but I think it's mostly going to be a support type. You buy it once, play it, get the spell once, kick it. I don't think we're going to use it as like a minion that stays on the board to generate more value. Maybe for like one turn or something. Reef Explorer. Discover a minion from a minion type you don't control. That's like a reverse Hamul. I think it's pretty good for like menagerie purposes. Pretty good with Bran. Pretty good if you're targeting something specific that you can get some value out of it. Like I can see this like targeting Sunbacon Relaxer, for example, or I don't know, Elemental for extra value. It's gonna be an interesting card to play with, and it's gonna definitely play very well on heroes like Millhouse or on APM turns. It's a utility minion, and those are very interesting for the game as a whole. Now, a card people discussed about a lot, Leroy the Reckless. 6 attack, 2 health, Dev Rattle, destroy the minion that killed this. So how is Leroy the Reckless compared to Spore? Well, first of all, it has 1 more HP and a bit more attack. Hooray. The big change is it does exactly what Poison should do. It kills 1 minion and 1 minion only. I mean, usually. They gave him 6-2 to keep the flavor, but I don't think the stats are ultra relevant in this spot. Again, it's gonna kill 1 minion and that's it. They want to avoid situations where Spore gets super buffed by Trickster Macau, goes to 1000 health, and is a composition in it of itself. But they will get situations where Deflectable attacks into this and dies, which I guess is fine. Maybe they also didn't like the fact that the poison could die to a Divine Shield. Now it's just gonna go exactly 1 for 1, and it's gonna be exactly a nice tech card for situations where somebody's like over leveraged on a big Mitrax or something. I think it's fine. I think some people are gonna complain about it. What I predict will happen, card is gonna be insane when you pull it from a Ghast Coiler, and that's gonna make Blizzard remove it from the Ghast Coiler pool. If it's not already. I don't know if it's included. I assume it's included. And if it's included, it's gonna be too broken on Ghast Coiler. In it of itself is gonna be a nice tech card. Slightly better than Spore, but a nice tech card that people will be happy exists in the game. That's my prediction. Now, the Wrangler is a Tavern 5 Naga. After you cast a spellcraft spell on a minion, give it +2/+2. Again, another way of pushing your stats into the permanent territory and going from like the spellcraft only lasting for the fight to going permanent. I like the card existing. I feel like they're getting a little bit too many cards that allow them to scale through the roof. The one thing they don't have right now is Divine Shield. Double these minion stats can be insane. Corrupted Myrmidon can go cray. It doesn't take much to go super crazy here. Couple of spellcrafts, create a Wrangler, you have yourself a composition. I think we're gonna see this bad boy quite often. And another 5-drop for Naga, give a minion Divine Shield until next turn. This is pretty sick, especially with the minions that can permanently get the spellcraft. Like, for example, this is gonna be your endgame when you go Lava Lurker, because you're gonna give it Divine Shield and then it can be a permanent keep. I really think it's one of the most powerful cards in the Naga set. We'll see if my prediction is accurate, but I think Divine Shield is very strong. Now, their 6-drop, after you cast a spell, give your friendly Naga +1/+1. So, all your board, permanent stats. Exactly what you would want. It's basically the Caligos for Naga. Very nice. And another one that discovers a Naga. Not so great, but maybe I'm underestimating it. Now, they're also changing some cards. This is Flat Tusk's replacement. After you spend 4 gold, play a Bludgeon on your friendly Quillbore. So, every Quillbore that you have on the board gets a Bludgeon, which makes this very good in a full Quillbore comp. A bit less so in an Agam comp, but still better than the old Flat Tusk. This is basically better than old Flat Tusk when you're playing either for Agam or for Quillbore. Worse if you try to buff like a 4 Reaper, because it doesn't work that way. You can still Necrolite your gems away, so maybe you can still do something in that regard. Okay. Then we have the Mantid Queen, which is a replacement for Amalgadon. I still don't know exactly how this card works. I guess we're gonna figure out exactly when it gets released. From what I know, it always has Poisonous, and then it rolls for the other stats. Should be okay. I think some sort of like poisonous endgame unit with Divine Shield should exist. It offers counterplay. People are annoyed of Amalgadon because mostly Pyro Spawn, Nadina, all work on him. Also plants. This is gonna be like a vanilla. It has to be strong, it's a freaking 6-drop. I like Mantid Queen and I don't think it's gonna be a problem. And Young Murkai, definitely a good replacement for Chef, for Seafood Slinger that goes out. 8 attack, 5 health at the end of your turn at Deacint Murlocs trigger their battle cries. Powerful, but again, counterable. Nice. Also works with Bran. Like, on paper, this patch looks amazing. I think Naga is also going to be a good tribe. I don't think they're going to be weak at all. And now, minion pool changes. Champion of Yesharj, Deadly Spore, Amalgadon, Seafood Slinger, Flat Tusk have been removed. I like that. I would have also liked to see Khadgar removed. I don't think Khadgar serves that much of a purpose, but there's a lot of Khadgar enthusiasts in chat, so I don't want to say something bad about their master. Nightmare Amalgam has been returned as a tier 3 minion. It used to be the best 2-drop in the game. Let's see if it's good as a 3-drop. I think it will be fine. I'm pretty hyped to play with Amalgam again. Bristleback Knight has been returned to the pool as a 5-attack minion. Bristleback Knight? That's like the Divine Shield guy? I think it is, right? It's a Quillbore, but I forgot which one. Yeah, it's the Divine Shield Quillbore, right? Pretty cool. Yeah, the guy with Frenzy. I remember. There's gonna be a lot of 5-drops that they added, which makes me think maybe now it's gonna be better to discover 6-drops, especially with going to 5 becoming cheaper. I don't know, we'll have to play and see. Maybe we go back to discovering 4-drops and we play for Revenge. Who knows? Game seems interesting, I cannot wait to play. Developer comment, Amalgadon was fun while it lasted, but it led to endgame warbands feeling very similar over time. I agree. Should be fun. And now let's check the tiers for armor. Rafam tier 0 makes sense, Hooktas makes sense, Cookie makes sense. I think Daryl is not gonna be that good for a tier 0 minion, but a hero, but it depends on the meta. We have plenty of Divine Shields to buff, so maybe. Omu tier 0 makes sense, Flurgle makes sense, Galewing makes sense. Ini tier 0? I guess. Her hero power is not bad. It's weird that they preemptively put Galewing in tier 0, even though he was like unplayable this patch. But they understand that Galewing's hero power was good, the body was not good. Same for Omu. Same for Rafam. Blizzard is trying to like predict some things. Queen Ashara, they put it straight in 0 armor tier. They don't want to do the ambassador thing again. Barov, Maiev. Maev's garbage. I think Maiev should not be tier 0. Panda for sure. Millhouse probably also not deserving tier 0, but I guess if you give Millhouse armor, it gets too risky. It gets too crazy. Mutanus should definitely not be 0 armor. Mutanus is gonna be way worse when armor, when bodies go out. I think Mutanus was reliant on his body combinations. Rip Mutanus. Scabs makes sense. Vol'jin makes sense. Izera makes sense. Alakir. Ambassador. Kutun. George. Jandis. Jandis? I guess Jandis gets better, but does she get that better? I can see that. Kurtros. I can see that. Maligos is definitely trash. Like, I would give Maligos 8 armor. Maligos is definitely bad here. Nuzov is probably not going to be this good either. I think Nuzov also is going to be an 8 armor hero soon. Patches I can see. Sir Finley okay. Zamzorak, King, Gallywix, Vard. What? Bro, Varden is unplayable on this patch. They should give Varden 10 armor. We'll see, I guess. Zarella at 2-5 armor might be too good. Zarella, I think, should be a tier 0 hero. We'll see. 3-6 armor. Brukan. I'd say Brukan is better than that. Makes sense for speaker. Edwin is also maybe better than 6 armor. We'll see. Maleficent is trash. They could give her 10 armor. It's still unplayable. Ragnarok at 3-6 armor. Shadowwalk might be surprisingly good at 3-6 armor. Silas is gonna be really bad. I don't know if 6 armor is enough. Tavish might be good with 3-6 armor. S might be good with 3-6 armor. Tikatus, I think, needs more. Yogg might be okay as well. Why is Zephyr getting 7 armor? That's a lot. Wait, why is Reno getting 4-7? Hello? Reno has like one of the best hero powers. Reno is getting too much armor. Reno is getting too much armor. Bran is also getting too much armor. Why is Bran getting 4-7? Okay. I know what I'm picking. Yeah, the other heroes kind of deserve it. Alex at 8 armor might be interesting. Arana at 8 armor is interesting. Eudora at 8 armor is interesting. Illidan and Jaraxxus could get 10 and they're still unplayable. Mr. Bigglesworth at 8 is interesting. Onyxia might be interesting too. Rokara as well. Sky Captain as well. Wow, really interesting heroes in this bracket. Shemvala with 9 armor might be good. Elise probably still not good with 9 armor. Omega Lul. Rakanishu might be good. Sorfang sometimes. Curator maybe sometimes. Leech Basal might be good at 10 armor, as it previously was. And that's about it. I don't know, a lot of these heroes are gonna be rendered unplayable with the bodies, and I don't think armor is enough to save them. Again, I hope there's gonna be a buff patch soon, and I'm sure they're gonna change the armor values on some heroes. Like, Reno and Bran struck me as like getting a little bit too much armor from the get-go. But yeah, that's my review of the new patch. I'm super hyped for it. Can't wait to play a lot in this Naga patch. Should be really fun.